Gamers. Okay, so the next one we're gonna do is Materiactor. I was kind of like, I was a little cynical about this deck, and I thought it would kind of suck ass, but it's actually quite good. It's a lot better than Ryuga, that's for sure. Like, way better. The main deck cards are actually quite good, and yeah, this build might look a little funky. Look, man, shout out Maz. Helped me out. And honestly, I kind of winged it. I'm not going to lie. Like, he helped me out by telling me to run. Like, he was kind of guiding me along, but I also did kind of just go spur of the moment. Like, oh, hey, this deck uses normal monsters. Maybe we throw in Primite, just as like a bonus engine that can be kind of useful. Sometimes you need your normal summon. So maybe not run 3-barrel, but barrel on its own is still pretty good. So we'll keep it around. Oh, you know what? Fiendsmith engine makes a lot of sense in here because you end up with like leftover bodies that you can use to go into the Fiendsmith line, and you can easily make a rank 3 Brace Gen, which is a light fiend, right? So basically, this is kind of a weird list. Might not be really a deck profile. This is not a deck profile anyway. I'm just trying to introduce you to the engine. So look, I'm going to use this to introduce you to Materiactor. What are they doing? Well, they make rank 3. So your main one that you like to see is Raptor. This one special summons itself from the hand and adds the Jerry Beansman from deck to hand. Jerry Beansman honestly feels like master rank worthy with this deck. I'm not even trolling you. Like, I was testing this, and it really feels like I could get some nice wins, like, pretty consistently in master rank with this. Maybe need a bit more hand traps, to be honest. Like, the number of hand traps is pretty low, so maybe a bit more hand traps, but other than that, like, it felt really, really, really good. And Jerry Beansman is kind of the backbone of the whole thing. Now, there might be better normal monsters that you could run, but that doesn't exist. There's not even a better effect monster than Jerry Beansman, much less a better normal monster. We're also running the White Dustin because, I'm running 2 copies of Roar. Sometimes you could use Roar to just get into your Fiendsmith line without needing to do the Brass Djinn in some scenarios. So, yeah, the deck is really cool. This one, special summons itself, searches Jerry Beansman. You can normal Jerry Beansman, go into your XCs. Your XCs can then special summon from your deck the Zept over here, Zeptwing, and then Zeptwing can search either your spell or your counter trap. And what's really cool about this deck is basically it gets you a draw by attaching a material from the top of your deck to an Xyz you control and then adding it back to your hand. It gets you an extra draw, and then your counter trap, if you can land it, also adds a card, a material from one of your Xyz to your hand, and it's a really good counter trap. So, like, honestly, this is just like really good. You get like a really easy counter trap that you can set up with your XCs, or maybe you'll want to just do the the meltdown stuff, or if you draw meltdown, even better. Is it like the best thing ever? I don't know, but it felt really good when I was testing it. This one is kind of like a weaker version of Raptor. This is a normal summon that special summons a level 3 normal monster from hand or deck, so you can like normal summon Gigadra, special Jerry Beansman from the deck. Another way to get a normal. Otherwise, you can use Lordly Load to summon Jerry Beansman at the end of your turn, like in certain scenarios. A lot of the time you're just going to use a Terratop engine to make your first rank. Like, rank 3 is pretty good. Like, there's a lot of consistent ways to get rank 3s. It feels like very accessible. I feel like I just got to show you the deck in action, because just looking at the list like this is not going to tell you much. It's not really a linear combo deck exactly. Like, a lot of it is just kind of build a board based on what you can do. So yeah, I'll just show you. All right, so here we go. Let me show you some Materiactor in action. So look at this hand, okay? We got Materiactor, Exoraptor, we got Meltdown in hand. I ended up removing full armored Xyz because I don't think we really need it in this deck, even though it is good and you can run it. I just didn't want to have any cards that I don't really want to see in hand in my deck. And then we have Terratop here, so we got a lot of gas, let's just say. So we're going to start off here with specialing Terratop, obviously, and grabbing Takatomborg. We can special out the Takatomborg, activate Meltdown, and then we can go into our Exegard. Exegard activates. When an Xyz monster activates, you're going to get the effect of this, and obviously we special Zeptwing from the deck on summon, which searches us our counter trap since we already had Meltdown. So we get to search our counter trap, we get to trigger our Materiactor, which is also going to chain block our search of our counter trap, and this is going to attach the top card of our deck to our Exegard, and then after, we can do kind of a Pot of Prosperity thing where we look at the top 6 cards of our deck. We can put a Materiactor card attached to our Xyz, and even if we don't, we can still just grab whatever material is on our Xyz. So it essentially functions as a draw 1 every turn. So here we go. We attach. Oh, what is this? Lordly Load? Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. So we get to go for Meltdown here. Meltdown's going to reveal 6 cards. We didn't see any Materiactor cards, but it's okay. We still get to add the Lordly Load to our hand and activate it, which is obviously broken. We get to grab a Drill Beam, and Drill Beam is pretty good when you can, in engine, search normal monsters in more than one way, you know? So here we can go for our Exaraptor, add the Jerry Beansman. Drill Beam is already live from us having Beansman in hand, and we can go for our Brass Djinn. Go for Brass Djinn, make Requiem, Requiem, send to grave, special the Lacrima, Lacrima, send to grave the Engraver. Go for, you know, the same play. We're going for the Necroquip, and then we make the Engraver and use these two to make High King Caesar. And I even kind of misplayed here because when well, it's not really a misplay. Basically here I prioritized having Drill Beam be live early into my turn. But if I did not prioritize that, then I could have actually waited to do this, like to activate Exaraptor until I had Necroquip on the field. And then when you go Exaraptor, it discards a card from your hand to search a normal. So it would have triggered my Necroquip, gave me a free draw, which could have been like a hand trap or something like that, you know? So definitely want to maybe like run a bit more hand traps in this deck because it does kind of, you know, there's a lot of ways to get them to draw a couple of cards and just land a couple of hand traps. But anyway, so here I went for a very mid-range board, but very respectable, you know. So Lordly Load, summon my Dustin. Was there a reason to do this? Not at all. I don't even know why I pressed that button. Honestly, you don't need to press that button at all because it doesn't really help you in any way whatsoever here. It just made it so if they wanted to go nib, they could have done it. So, you know, I was just pressing buttons. But at the end of the day, off of that, I ended up with an Omni Negate. You know, I have a Drill Beam here. I have my Exiguard, which also could be a bounce if I can get another material on it, which I can, because if I trigger Caesar, this is going to attach the top card of my deck to this as material, and this is a twice per turn, so each time this activates, I'm going to get to attach a material to this card. So technically, if you use all your interruption, you get a bounce, an Omni Negate, and 2 special summon negates, plus the Drill Beam negate. It doesn't seem that crazy, but a lot of the time when I was experimenting with this deck, it just felt like you could play through interruptions, set up kind of mid-range boards, and just kind of like have a decent setup going. It felt quite good to me. So anyway, look, we're not going to do this whole rigmarole here. There's really no point. I think I have another replay from Materiactor, but I was just kind of using this as a way to introduce you to the engine. The real interesting thing is really just the play with like Meltdown, Exiguard, and Critical, just being able to attach materials and then bring them back to your hand so you can get, in this case, a Lordly Load or sometimes a hand trap, and you know, all of it's useful. So anyway, we're going to move on from this. I'm going to see if I have another good replay for this one. All right, so the other replay I'm going to show you is going to end up with almost the same, well, basically the same board. The only thing is I'm going to show you different paths. We're going to use all our Materiactor names. I keep fucking up that name. Materiactor names. We're going to use all of them basically in this combo. So we have Gigadra and we have Exaraptor. So let's just go ahead here. We're going to start off with Exaraptor, discard to search the Jerry Beansman to make sure our Drill Beam is live, special summon it. Then we can go for our Gigadra, and Gigadra can discard a card to special summon a level 3 normal from your deck. But if you discard the normal, well, then you can special summon a Materiactor from your deck. So we go for discard Jerry Beansman, special Zeptwing, and look at this here. Zeptwing on special summon can search a Materiactor card and special summon your normal back from the grave. So when you have these two, you have a nice, clean 4 level 3s on the field, you know, just like that. So similar to having Terratop in hand, if you have these two names, you still have a really solid way to get into your setup. And then, you know, it's just as mid-range as it was before. I go for Meltdown, go Exiguard, we go Exiguard activate, we get to attach a top card of our deck to our Exiguard after searching our counter trap. And it didn't get anything too crazy this time around, like a Lordly Load, you know, it is what it is. So we add back our Zeptwing, but that's okay. If we have to add back our Zeptwing, Zeptwing can still special summon itself from the hand while we control Materiactors. So our worst case is still at least an extender, right? So it's still really good. So we use these two. We can go into the Brass Djinn. We're keeping Jerry Beansman here because our Drill Beam is live. Why not? And we go into a Requiem. So a Requiem, send itself to the grave, you know, summon the Lacrima. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but we're also making sure to leave Lacrima and Requiem in the grave so that we can do the trap play on opponent's turn, you know? Like, I mean, it's very simple. You just have to summon summon Lacrima. But yeah, so here we bring back Engraver, we make our Caesar, basically this exact same board, right? So we have our bounce, we have our, well, our bounce if we get these 2 negates. So it's 2 special summon negates. If we get those, we have a bounce. If not, well, we still have our counter trap here, which is an Omni negate, and we have our Omni negate banish. We do have Ash Blossom in hand, and we also have a Send to the Grave with the Requiem plus the Lacrima. It's really nothing to scoff at. It's not the best thing ever or anything, but it's very respectable. You know, you shuffle back, you summon Lacrima, and you guys are already familiar with all this stuff. You know, you go Requiem, summon Lacrima. Like, I don't think I have to, you know, show you how the Fiendsmith engine works in this video. I really just wanted to introduce Materiactor in a quick, short video. Obviously, this is not a deck profile, and I'm sure there's a lot of different ways actually that you could play this engine, but it's clear to me that it's actually really solid, and at worst, at absolute worst, it's a very generic way to get a counter trap in a rank 3 deck, similar to how people played Amritara in a lot of different synchro decks just to get a counter trap. So yeah, it's really solid. It's really fun. I don't know. I think it's good. It's better than Yugioh. You heard it here first. Better than Yugioh. Anyway, that's about it.